What's up and welcome to another tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to mix and master your Amapiano beats. Make sure to check out my new Amapiano sample pack, the link is in the description, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. So I'm going to mix and master one of my most recent projects. If you're interested in how I've made this one, the link is in the description. And the first step is to EQ all the drums. So first, just have a listen. And right now I'm just going to level all the elements. So I'm going to turn down the volume of the open head. Also turn down the volume of the tambourine. Like this. Do not adjust the kick. If you're using a kick from my sample pack, the kick is already adjusted to -9 dB. So you should not adjust it, but just level all the elements and compare them to the kick. In an Amapiano, the kick isn't too loud, so -9 dB is just perfect. So right now I'm going to remove some low frequencies from some of the samples. And this is crucial to avoid a muddy mix. So using this tom, I'm going to use this EQ2. Like this. And another EQ. Just remove the sub frequencies without destroying the characteristic of the sound. Like this. Also remove the low frequencies. Right now I'm going to add the shaker loops, and in Amapiano the shaker loops are really present in the mix. So I'm going to enable those 3, so I've used 3 shaker loops in this case. And make sure the shaker loops are about at -9 dB. Like this. The next step is to apply some panning, so I'm going to pan every element. So I have my open heads right here. I'm going to pan those to the left and the tambourine to the right. Something like this. I'm going to pan the rim 12% to the left, those toms to the right, and the bongo to the left. So I'm spreading all the frequencies. Maybe this one, 12% to the left. Then I'm going to pan the shaker loop to the left, the other shaker loop to the right. And this one, 12% or 15, something like this to the left. In this case I'm going to adjust the rim and pan it 12% or 15% to the right. So as you can hear, the drums already just sound really good. And right now I'm going to loop the song in the loudest part. So first we're going to level all the elements. So we'll make sure we're leveling the elements properly and remove some of the low frequencies. Throwing down the legato strings. Make sure to remove the low frequencies. I'm removing the low frequencies from the flute, like this. The woodwind. I've already removed some of the low frequencies. We'll do that using this EQ. Like this, just a little bit. This pad. Also using the EQ. There's just one frequency like this. The horns. Like this. The legato strings. A sharp one. And a stage piano. So I'm going to use a low cut filter like this. And right now we're going to listen to it again and just level some of the elements. This really comes down to just listening to the sound. But I think the most present sounds, which contain a lot of high frequencies, should be around minus 15 dB. Then I'm going to add the log drum, this one. And I'm always leveling this at around minus 6 dB. So the kick at minus 9 dB at default, and this one at minus 6 dB. You see minus 6. And we're now going to apply the same panning technique to all the instruments. So the pan, so the flute contains a lot of high frequencies, so pan at 12% to the left. Make sure your log drum is on mono, so this is just by default. The hyper saw contains a lot of mid frequencies when the pan is to the left. The wood wine contains a lot of high frequencies and mid to the right. The pad from the pen is 24% to the right. I've used this Ozone 9 imager on the horn, so this already spreads the frequency spectrum, so we don't need to add any panning to this one. The legato strings, when the pen is 24% to the left. The stage amp, we're gonna also keep this one on mono. And right here, this bass is coming in. And among ending a bass line or a sub like this, make sure to apply around minus 15 decibels of volume. And then we're going to add the effects. So I've created this effect myself. This one. I've linked all those elements to one effects bus, as you can see. Make sure to also remove the low frequencies from the effects. Add some reverb and make sure to use a low cut, so don't use any low frequencies in the reverb of the effects. And make sure to add effects like this at around minus 20 dB. Now we're going to apply the mastering chain. So I've added this limiter and just automated the gain to take control of the gain during the full track. And the first step is to just add another limiter and remove all the peaks. So I'm going to use the ceiling knob, just leave this on default, and right now mess around with the ceiling. Then we're going to add some saturation to clear up the mix. Now I'm going to add some more saturation, so I'm going to use the Saturn 2, but you can also use the Fruity Soft Clipper. I'm going to use tape, I'm going to use clean tape, and add around 10% of drive. Then I'm going to use a compressor, adjust this to 4 equal to 1. And first we're going to have a look at how loud our beat is. Minus 6 dB. We're going to compress around minus 5 dB. So minus 6 plus minus 5 is minus 11 dB. So I'm going to adjust to minus 11 dB of threshold. Play around with the gain. Then I like to prefer to add some stereo widening. So I'm going to use the Ozone Imager 2, set this one to around 50%, which you don't really need to add this step. Then I'm using an Ozone 9. Then I'm adding another imager using the Modern Width preset, and then adjust this slider to minus 100 to make sure my low frequencies are on mono. And I'm going to add another maximizer. Set this one to IRC3, enable true peak, set the ceiling to minus 1 dB, and I'm going to learn threshold. So when uploading to YouTube, adjust to minus 12 lux and learn threshold. As you can see, the threshold is set to minus 2.8 dB. And that's it. But if you're not able to use an Ozone, I'm not going to do any imaging, but I'm just going to use another limiter. Set this to default, set attack and sustain to 0, add a little bit of release, and then just adjust the gain. And that's basically how I mix and master my Amapiano beats. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and see you guys in one of my next tutorials.